but you could put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You could put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you could put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You can put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you could put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You can put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you can put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You can put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you can put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You can put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you can put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You can put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you can put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You can put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you can put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You can put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the Bree, and Bree is the bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you can put the panda into the bear. Move your hands for the pink blue bear we call Bree. Yeah.
Hey guys. I'm not even sure really what I'm going to be talking about today, to be honest. So I've been thinking lately, I guess, about the creative value of the songs that I make, people make, blah blah blah. I'm not entirely sure if even I really enjoy doing the lyrics anymore, but at the same time I don't know if it's worth being one of those people that use AI to write the lyrics. I did have that thing where I would say that I would write all my songs myself, but it's getting to that point where I think even everything is becoming the same, and that's going to be an issue, right? Because it sounds like humans are singing like AI stuff, or like people are doing AI, and even if you're like, oh no, I fully wrote that myself, it still sounds like it was done by AI because there's a pattern, right? But then I was listening to music the other day, and the music that I was hearing was things like The Animal I've Become, The Monster Inside Myself, Jumping Off the Edge, Monsters in My Head, Demons, The Ghosts of You, and these are all different bands, different songs, different genres, but the lyrics were very similar, right? Everyone is using the same words because we all speak, well, I'm talking about the English crowd, right? Like, the English people, they speak English. The people who speak English, they speak English. Like, that's just fucking, like, there's no confusion about that, right? I'm speaking English. If you understand me, it's because you understand English, right? And there's a lot of words in the English dictionary. And sure, we could be out here going, forsooth, I bestow upon you the song of, and like say these kinds of fancy, intricate words in the song, but it doesn't fit unless you're doing a stage play, like a Romeo Juliet, like stage play song, or a Disney style, like maybe then it would fit, but I don't see a rock song or any other songs fitting rhythmically into any kind of pattern if you're using like really long intricate words. That's why we use, keep it simple stupid words, where it's like, she held my hand, took me to the edge where we both could land our feet or something, or like, old school rock songs where they'd be like, devil woman, she's so sexy, she's so fine. And it's just like one of those things, right? Like, if we keep going down this like road of like trying to make our own lyrics, and even if we're like using the dictionary and using other stuff, we're always going to be copying one another. And I don't think with the many years that we've gone and the time that like we go around on this planet, that there's any way to like, just give me a second. I did plan on having this music on in the background, but I can't hear myself think. I need to turn it down a little. No, you know what? No, I don't know what it is. I think I'm just like super busy today, like with my brain, so I can't think if there's music going on in the background. Normally I can, but I'm just, because I don't know what the fuck I'm even talking about, really. I'm in a mood. But yeah, like creatively speaking, we can't come up with new content. It's just, nothing is new. You see in movies and media and everything, and everyone's like, oh, I don't like that. It wasn't good. It wasn't imaginative enough. It wasn't creative enough, or like it was lackluster. And then it's like, well, yeah, but when the fuck was an original idea had? Like, we're out here making remakes of remakes of remakes. And same with video games, with movies, with songs. People have been doing remastered or DJing songs that already exist, or doing their own version of a song that already exists. That way they can just take the beat, right? And so if I'm someone who's technically taking the beat and I'm writing my own lyrics, I'm not creatively minded enough to write as many songs that I've written and continue to do so forever and ever and ever. I've written, like, personally, like, about maybe 40 odd songs myself. And I think that's a fucking great achievement, right? Because I didn't use any outside team or any outside sources or any, like, extra people to write those lyrics. And I'm not saying that I'm, like, the genius fucking writer that ever existed. I'm no Ed Sheeran, but I'm making efforts to do it myself and not use anything. I just, like, if I have used outside words or whatever, it's just what I've heard during the day, or like maybe someone's in passing said something, but I'm not out here like Googling new words. I probably could Google some new words. I would say occasionally I'll use rhyme.com That's the only website, I think it's some rhyming website where I can figure out like what words to rhyme with words, and it tells you like similar words or similar sounding words that would work. And then I have to like look up on the internet and be like, what the fuck does that word even mean? Could I even use it, and would it even fit? And when the fuck, like, does it fit in this day and age with this like style, you know, with the current trends and stuff? And then keeping in mind as well, I had this like thought this morning, right? With rock music in particular, which is my favorite genre, right? When the fuck have you heard a rock song that goes, I'm so fucking happy, I'm so happy right now? Like, I don't think I've ever heard one. Normally there's a style for each thing, right? Hip hop is usually like its own genre of like, maybe the girl gets the guy, maybe the guy gets the girl, maybe it's a girl trying to be like woman empowerment, or maybe it's about the streets, or it's about the hoods or something. Like, everything has its own thing. Rap is usually about like growing up on the hard side of like life and getting up through it, through the fights and the jail and the rising above and money. And then you got the thug rap shit, which is like bitches, money, hoes, right? Diamonds, and look at all my fucking flexibility, flex. But rock, right? That genre is very specifically, usually about death, sorrow, sadness, overcoming terrible things. Yeah, rising above it, but it's usually about fights and a normal like sort of doom and gloom kind of thing, right? You know, but given that there was songs back in the day that I like have heard, like I can't remember the name of the band, but I think one of the lyrics from one song, they got that like sort of raspy voice, and they're like, she's a fine woman or something, and like I want to make her mine, or like sexy lady, whatever, like those kinds of songs, where it's like the songs from like maybe the 80s or 90s, and they're like, yeah, wow, woman, whoop. And I'm like, look, it's very hard to then suddenly now change something that's been working for so long, right? Rock works because it's emotions. It's always been about people who are like, angry, emotions. Let me share my emotions, because it's rock, right? Rock music is very about that. Unless you're doing like hair bands, metal hair bands, where they're talking about, like I said, women and how sexy they are. And I'm not sexually attracted to women. Like I am, but I'm not. Like I've done things with women, right? But I'm not that so excited about women that I'm out here going to be like writing lyrics about how much I love women and how sexy they are. Like, I get it, right? Like, that's cool for those people that want to write songs about sexy women, but it's also a fucking generic bullshit, right? It's all generic bullshit. Everything you write, everything they write, everything the world writes is generic bullshit, because nothing is new. Nothing is a creative wow. Like, even the shittest of songs, right? And I've said this time and time again, Apata, right? It's shit. I fucking hate it, right? But it gets stuck in your head because it has just this like little bit, and that's all it needs, right? You just need a stupid song that people hate, but they keep singing it in their head, and it doesn't have to be good. It doesn't have to be great. It just has to be like something that gets in there and nails its claws into your brain, and you go, why? Like, I don't want to hear this when I wake up in the morning, this same annoying song that I hate. But then eventually, right, one day you go, na 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 na, and you're like, oh shit, fuck, now I like it, and I hate that I like it, right? But yeah, basically it's like, you can come up with all these ideas and you can think of all these things, but it's never going to be like new, right? But if you're okay and if you can find some comfortability in the fact that the way the world works is very just, it's not that you can be outside the box. You can't be different. You can't be new because it's been done before, right? So if you just accept that fact, but then realize that there's also niche crowds of things that have been done before, right? So that way you find your particular audience of people that know and like that kind of music. Because at the same time, some people that might be commenting on your songs, or some people that might have an opinion, right? They'll say something very loudly about your song. And they'll say, oh, your song is just crap, right? But they won't explain to you why. They'll just fuck off. Because I think some people in Suno are afraid to say things and then they're not at the same time. Like they don't want to explain. And if they don't really like it, they'll still be like, oh yeah, no, it's good. Oh yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah. And it's like, if you want to better yourself, right? You're trying to get opinions. You're trying to figure out, oh, well, what is it? How do I improve? How does someone improve if no one's critiquing? And you need good critiquing. You don't need just straight up dick ass balls, go eat a fucking sandwich of vaginas, right? Like, you don't need that. You don't need people to just be like name calling and pointing fingers at you and just saying, get good and stop being emo, right? Because the emo genre of music is liked by many people. And for example, like my favorite band is number one in UK right now. And he's also, I think, number two, Falling in Reverse. Which is like Ronnie Radke, right? And his music is usually like emotional, about emotional stuff. And he has like jumped out of his shell a little bit, like he did a country song. But usually he follows a pattern. He's always like troubled and breaking out of something. So when you get people that go, oh, I don't like that genre, and they don't like that music, they will immediately, in some situations, say that they hate it, but they won't say what was wrong. And it's like, okay, well, if you're becoming someone that wants to say something about things, right, shouldn't you be helping people out and telling them exactly how they can improve? Was it the audio? Was the audio bad? Was the quality? Was there too much chopper in there? Possibly, maybe there was too much fans, like fan noise, like the whoosh whoosh whoosh. Maybe there was too much like glitter, that shimmer sound that everyone doesn't like, which version 4 seems to be giving constantly, and they've just given up on that entirely, I believe. And then there's also the, like, if it's not the audio and it's not the way that it sounds, is it the way that the rhythm is? Do you not vibe with it? Is it not your genre of music? Is that why it was bad? Is there something that I could do? Did it fall off? Is it the way that it was building up and ramped to nothing? Is it the way that it ramped the whole way? Is it that it didn't take you on a journey? Did you feel like you couldn't get involved with the song because it didn't hit you in the right place? You didn't get those feels for that song. And then it's like, well, are you the type of person as well that only listens to one specific genre? Because you might have people out there that say they only listen to blues, or they only listen to country, or they only listen to opera. And I find that I always have myself in these nostalgic areas where I might be listening to like Neo, Chris Brown, T-Pain, and then suddenly I'm listening to like, My Chemical Romance from back in the day, or like Limp Bizkit, or like I said, Falling in Reverse, or I'm listening to like maybe Evanescence or something, or Mariah Carey suddenly, or as of recently some Frau, or maybe some I think his name's Beanie Man, and Charlie Tuna, who's like a Jamaican-ish type rapper. And like, you know, there's so many different genres. And then sometimes I'll even be listening to techno or dubstep or Vocaloid stuff, you know. And I don't know if it's because I immersed myself in so many genres as a kid growing up. I'd never had one set genre. I would like jump on every bandwagon, right? I liked all the different styles. I'm not one way or the other. I do tend to favor emotional songs, but I'm not only listening to those, because I'll listen to Korean, I'll listen to Japanese, and even different other languages. Some French music I like. Some like Tattoo. Tattoo was a Russian band. They were big in the day. I would listen to them. They were great. So I think that's where it's like, sometimes the people that might say something bad about your music might be one genre specific, and it might not be all the time. It might be at the time, you know, like at compared to all the time is different, right? Because sometimes you get into one of these like moods or phases. Yeah, no worries, sweet, thanks. Sometimes you get into these phases where you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I really like this like style of music, and then you listen to it again and again and again, and so then you're just stuck in this loop, and the algorithm keeps feeding you music of the same genre, and then you're like, oh yeah, well this month I only listened to like rock because that's all I could listen to. And that's all that I did end up listening to, because the algorithm forced some more rock down my mouth. So I just kept swallowing it up. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's great. You know, that's cool. And then, you know, other times you'll be like, oh, okay, well, I can only listen to like this stuff because I don't feel like in the mood to listen to that other genre of music. So I would prefer to just listen to this. And I get why possibly a certain comment that I did receive about, you know, the question asked to me was, do I have the capability to write songs that are not sad? Like, can I write songs that are happy? And I was like, yeah, I can, but I don't know. Like, when you're trying to get an opinion from someone, right, and you don't know what they like, and then that's also a weird question to ask them when they say, what kind of a question is, like, what I like? And it's like, well, I'm asking because you're the type of guy that would send someone a song that says, you suck, you suck, you suck, your music sucks, as soon as I send something your way to get it critiqued. And when I say critique, I mean I want it critiqued. I want, why is it bad? Why is it good? Why is there shit? Why did it fall off? Why did it, like, you know, again, why? Please explain. Kansas, please explain. The meme. But yeah, so it's like, if you could just give me a bit more detail, right? So then I can maybe, I don't know, improve or make a song tailored to your specific, very specific interests. Because if I send something that you never would have liked anyway, because you don't like that. So like, say for example, there's someone who is extremely racist, right? And they don't want to hear Japanese, or they don't want to hear anime because they think it's like weird, right? And I've met people before that have been like, not racist, but like they think that the Japanese voices sound like people having sex, right? And it's inappropriate and it's for children, but it's not for children, but it's for like weirdos, right? The people that think like we're all out here being weirdos. And it's like, yeah, that's why I watch my Japanese in English, my animes in English. But I get that, right? And so if you sent like a song to someone like that and they're like, oh, nah, fuck this, this shit, and then just like turn it off immediately. And it's like, okay, well, that doesn't help me. You know, that does not help anyone at all. And I'm not like 100% like the type of person that doesn't, you know, throw a couple jokes here and there, right? Because that's fair. It's all fair in love and war, blah blah blah. Like toss a couple jokes about how it sounds like, you know, sandpaper, you know, whatever. Like haha. Or it sounds like a guy who fell off a cliff and was rolling down the hill, like, and it just fell off, you know, and it sounded bad in that sense. But then follow up with, but this is why. And then because that's the issue, right? That I have, I think, and that's why I've been like, I guess, flustered over the last few days, trying to figure out what it is. Because originally I make music, and other people make music for themselves.
Did they come in or come in?
No, he said coming. Yeah. Sorry, just I will be leaving soon, and ending the stream soon. But so yeah, so I think it just threw me through a loop, right? Because one of my songs was well liked by the audience, and this was at the time when these this particular stream would listen to the audience's overall opinion, and then they would vote. And one of my songs recently that I wrote that Joshua like did the music for, and he spent a lot of time. He was like, it couldn't have been the audio, right? Because he spent like days trying to get that audio nice and good and crisp so that there wouldn't be any like downfall and any noise in the background. And him having like some musician background and being in a band and stuff and doing little gigs and tours and things, he knew about music. So like he knew what he was talking about when he said that the audio was good. It's maybe just not the vibe for him, you know, not his kind of genre. But yeah, it's like, it's crazy, right? But yeah, so 1 second. Oh yeah, you can take those as well.
No, I don't want. I'm bringing this one back here.
Oh, they're not collecting them anymore?
I didn't even ask them because Jordan said you guys were still putting them together, so I thought you must have wanted them back. Them, so I'm bringing them back.
No, we don't want them.
Oh.
I thought, no, because I just told Jordan that we got those. The only ones I wanted was those two. Like, because otherwise they're just going to go in the bin.
I
So
can't even see.
there's two up there, yeah. Those two.
Oh,
Because I will just chuck these out. So if you want them. Ooh. What is this?
good question.
Is it like a fan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, have a think about it. Otherwise, yeah, I'm going to end up chucking those.
Photo. I'm just giving you the photo. I'm going to have hands to get it out. People. Oh, I was bringing him back, Jordan.
Yeah, no, because I told him to text you and say that we've got more to give you.
Oh, because I asked him if he had any more, and he said no. But then he said something about you were making them, putting them together. So I thought, oh, well, you must want them.
I think because he thought that I was ruining the experience because you would want them flat so that when you give them to
I don't know if
the kids that they would put them together. And I just was
Ryan
like,
would probably
well,
be happy with them put together, but I don't know about
Yeah.
Oren.
because they can be undone and put back together again.
Yeah,
so.
I didn't even mention it to Oren because by that stage I'd already spoken to Jordan and he gave me. I was under the impression that you were collecting them. So.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm just waiting till you're... 'cause- Yeah, and then I'm gonna wrap it up anyway. Sorry. It's just a lot happening lately, and I haven't been able to stream, so like I gotta make do with what I can do, you know. I guess you could try and get what we got last time, and then hopefully,
exactly the same as you got last time?
yeah, and then but make sure it has the chicken in it and the buns.
That's why I said exactly the same, because in the info where you got
Yeah.
last time.
And I don't know if like if they, I mean, hopefully their chips will be fresh. I hope. I don't want any like chips that have been sitting on the thing for hours. Because that's what those chips taste like. They were so dry and stale. It was like bricks. Mm.
Yes, it takes longer, but you know pretty much that it's going to be fresher.
Well, I mean, I think they flip their oil or something at usually around this time. I would assume. Like change the oil over.
They said lick the oil.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's been on my mind lately. Just like the thought of being like, oh, you know, how can I... It's a bit weird, right? Because it's like, it's not that I'm insulted. I guess at the current time I felt like a little bit threatened, right? Because my heart like is so easily flustered. And I might have during like at the time I might have been like, oh, this dude, because I felt personally attacked, right? Like by this guy. Because it felt like abuse, right? It felt like online abuse and I was being attacked. And I know that sounds crazy, right? But I posted a song and then it was like, oh, yeah, and then his response was to like personally attack me in the form of song, right? And sent that. And he didn't have to, but he went that extra mile to do that. And then follows it up with, yeah, no, this is just all generic lyrics. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know if he writes his own music. And also, can anyone even like put their hand up and say, yes, I've personally written 300 songs this week? Because if no one, like real legitimate like songwriters and song creators, like bands that we know, right, take months to come up with a song. And they're not like, oh yeah, did you hear that Beyonce just released 500 like albums last week? Like, we're mass producing bullshit with bullshit, right? And sure, that bullshit can sound good, right? But I feel like as me having the background of being an artist, and my mum was an artist, or is an artist, and my mum's mum was an artist as well, and my mum's mum was an artist, so we're all artists, right? And so I've been delving into all kinds of art, and I feel like as someone who has just like, you know, as of maybe 2 or 3 years ago has like been taking up writing as well, I can write a hell of a story, right? But I cannot for the life of me write 300, 200, 100 songs in the space of time that people are pooping out AI. And it's a lot to put that pressure onto yourself when someone says that the lyrics are not good and they're like generic bullcrap, and you go, well, first off, right, let me tell you that genericness is not something that can be changed, because every word has been used every time you go outside and you wake up and you open your mouth, guess what? You're being generic. You saying the word generic. 10 million other people just said it. You're not special either. So when you are going to lip someone and give them lip, you know, like, fine, sure. But do not be a hypocrite in that sense where you give off the vibe that you are better, because it just feels weird, right? And I think that as I loop back around to what I said previously, that's the thing, right? Nothing is different. Everything is eventually going to be the same. And because there's so many different people in the world using Suno, right? My songs and your songs and their songs and our songs and everybody's songs will eventually lyrically sound exactly the fucking same. Musically sound exactly the fucking same, because you can go on the internet, right? You can go on YouTube and you can search songs that sound similar to other songs. Whoa, that's crazy. Did I blow your... Hang on. Ben, could you please be quiet? Can you please? My cat, he is a crybaby. So, like, lyrically, it's just like, you're going to be the same. Everything's going to be the same. This isn't news, right? This isn't, whoa, like, really? No shit, Sherlock. No fucking shit. Everything eventually becomes boring and overused, and it's too much, and it's tiring, and it's crap, and it's fucking stupid lamb sauce. Get out. Yeah, my cat, he's like, where? He's trying to get me all confused and shit, right? And I've got like a doctor's appointment to get to tomorrow, and I've been just so busy with real life shit. It's like, it's wild, right? Like, I'll play this thing, right, and I'll show you what I mean by what I'm talking about, so it makes some kind of sense. Cause sure, like, and then I'll tell you actually what, yeah, okay. Okay, so this was one that I did before, right? And a lot of my songs are fueled by my life, my upbringing, right? Because that's where your songs come from. That's where, if you're writing your own songs, usually your own lyrics will be projected into your everyday life when you're growing up, your feelings, your emotions, everything comes from somewhere, right? Because it has to be. Like, things are fueled by something. There is a fuel. It is the lyrics, it is your heart, it is your emotions, it's your life, right? So you put that down on pages because it's a way of venting. It's also a way of poetry is also coming from your heart, right? Your feelings, your brain, what you're thinking, right? And everything is connected. We're all human. We all have feelings. And so you put those feelings and those thoughts out onto lyrics, and yeah, sure, you know, some people might have been completely gifted their entire life. They might have had things spoon-fed to them on a silver fucking platter. They might have been so rich that they've never had to struggle, and they don't know the meaning of struggle, or they've never had a bad day in their life. They've never seen death. They've never had to process death. They've never, like, witnessed terrible accidents happen in front of them, perhaps. Maybe they've grown up in a pretty lush lifestyle, and so their kinds of tastes in music might be all like uptown fuck you up, or you know, like but it's not fucking them up because maybe their lifestyle was not as screwed up as, say, mine, say, like, other people's, and that's why, like, maybe if I am criticizing myself, then perhaps that's where that has come from, right? I didn't have the greatest lifestyle growing up, but it was like, it wasn't the worst either, because there's always an upside. And it's not that I'm a complete downer and that's why I write these songs. that I write. And it's not that I'm trying to push these songs onto an audience and force the people listening to it, or I'm trying to portray any kind of message, right? Because this was the question too. The question that they had asked me was, are you trying to break people up? Are you trying to ruin people's relationships with your songs? And I thought that was the wackiest thing I've ever heard, right? Because I don't write my songs for anyone, right? If people like my songs, that's great. And if I want criticism on my songs, then like, I mean, I would appreciate it, yeah, but I want real criticism, not dog shit and then leave. I want you to tell me exactly. I've already said this. So yes, please do. Please do. But if you are going to say something, then you could say, yeah, sure, my songs are a little bit emotional, or maybe I should seek therapy and not be so emotional. But at the same time, I've written happy songs too, but guess what? No one fucking listens to them, and I'm the only one listening to them. And then when I go, hey, guess what, guys? Here's this happy song about a couple falling in love, and they're like, oh my God, why didn't you show me this? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, because people specifically are only wanting to listen to the sad songs that I write. And the only one song that has the most attention is the one that won the competition, right? And that is getting that attention because it's in the competition page and it's on the thing and it's like within a bunch of other people. So of course it's got thousands of listens. But all my other songs, like this one happy song that I loved, right? And I took pride in this happy song. I was like, I had this dream, I'm going to write this song, and it was great, right? It was a full-on story about this dream that I had. And I was like, this is great. This is a good song. I think I fucking love it. But it only had like 10 listens, right? So only 10 people had listened to it. And then people are still like assuming that the only genre of music I make is sad emo music and I'm just a downer, right? It's like, look, I'm not trying to force upon anyone. So again, if anyone else has this same idea, and if anyone else is thinking that I'm out here trying to personally break up your relationships by writing songs, it's not about you. It was never about you. It's not about anyone, right? It's about my words from my feelings, or it's possibly even like some of my songs where I've come up with an idea of a story, right? But it's from like I'm sharing similarities to it and then writing a story about two other people that aren't me. Because, for example, this one is about a friend of mine who she would be in a relationship and they're not good for each other, right? There might be like toxicity between them and it might be like so many arguments, right? But they still stay together because they love each other through literal chaos and thick and thin. They love each other. But when showing this song to this person, they took it the wrong way and thought that this was completely about breaking up and getting rid of each other, and that it was me trying to break people up and me trying to make people, an audience, listen to it and break up. Like I'm trying to be like this giant, like, I guess HITLER of relationship breakups. And I'm like, I'm not out here trying to do anything of that nature. I want people to love each other. I want people to grow old together. I love love, you know? I'm all for it. I just think that it's wild to me. And so I wanted to write a song story, about it.
You kept me at a distance, never too close. You furthered your limits, holding the knife. You could take my life, but you took my breath away. I can see the hatred through your pain. The This venom that we planted in our brains, this is gonna be a setback. I told you as your neck snapped in my mind.
So let me break down that like lyrically, right? So it's like, you kept me at a distance, right? So it's like there's always like this pushback between each other, and like you want to be together, but there's always like this fighting, there's always this argument that like makes them separate and want to spend time apart, but then they always like get back together. And it's like holding the knife, you could take my life. Like they could end each other, right? And they've had like these situations before, you know, like lots of people have been in relationships that are very abusive, right? But then they turn around and go, well, besides all the bad stuff, he's actually really great. So that's why the next line is, but you took my breath away, which is also a double entendre, right? Because it's like, it could be like you're out of breath because of all the yelling, or it's you literally took my breath away because I'm in love, right? And then I can see the hatred through your pain. Like you obviously, this is, you know, that's a pretty simple lyric. You're mad. There's like frustration, there's sadness, there's like a feeling there, because it's like we've been fighting, and I can visibly see it now because everyone around here is saying something about it, and our friends are saying something about it, but we keep staying together. And there's got to be something, right? Like the venom that we planted in our brains, because we keep telling ourselves that it's going to work out, it's great, everything's fine, and we're not doing anything about it to fix it, right? And again, this, in case you missed it, this is not about me. This is about people in toxic relationships that stay together, because sometimes they end up actually, I know it's not good, but some people's relationships have a very rocky background, right? But then they keep working on it, and they keep working on it, and they keep working on it. And then eventually they stop fighting. They stop like arguing. They stop being abusive, and they actually love one another. They get therapy and things go great, right? And then he's like, you know, it's going to be a setback, because, you know, everything is a setback until you step forward and make the leap. And he's like, I told you as your neck snapped, but in my mind. So he's not actually doing anything. He's just picturing it, because I've known a lot of TV shows where comically the husband and wife in TV shows are like, I want to strangle you. And it's a haha funny, you know? And you see it a lot, because they know that that's how relationships are portrayed, because usually that's how it is. Usually the husband and wife have little arguments where they want to like pretend hurt one another, and it's usually laughed at as a joke, right? But the real situation is that this shit is actually happening behind closed doors, where you're like not even, you know, it might be funny on a TV show as a reference, but realistically, not that great.
You couldn't let go of me. You should have let go of me. I'm barely breathing, and now I'm leaning. I'm stepping out onto your cliff's edge.
Now, I know I said cliff's edge, and I've used that before, and I do find myself using the same words occasionally. But I just, sometimes you're so busy doing real life shit, right? You forget that you've written that lyric before, because when you've written 40 songs in the space of a year, which is a lot, right? That's still more songs than most bands would come up with in that time, right? Because that's just how life is. You know, they're not trying to be one-upping one another by producing the most music in the least amount of time. Like, well, guess what? You know, Eminem, I just came up with like literally like 20 songs 10 minutes ago. So joke's on you. You are going to eventually be so busy with your real life, because if you're actually living life, you're living life, right? You're not here sitting down ruining your life making so many music songs. So eventually you're gonna go, oh shit, oh yeah, my bad. When I was busy living my life and then I came back and made a song again, I completely spaced on the fact that I've used the word cliff's edge before. Whoops. Is it like an issue? Maybe, I don't know. But then again, like I said again at the beginning, right? And I mentioned that I've been listening to different bands and different songs and they all use the word animals, ghosts, monsters, devil, did I say, yeah, ghosts? And it's like, yeah, no shit, because every word is overused. So again, if it's not from you doing it yourself by a mistake, someone else is going to do it for you anyway. Because apparently, I guess that is the situation, right? Apparently a lot of people are using the same lyrics as me. What? Ah, what? People are using the same... It's like they're using the English dictionary or the English language and they're putting words together that sound similar to what I'm saying, because there's so many people in the universe and so many people just living, existing, and of course they're going to use... Like, there's no way that you can avoid this unless you create your own language, right? So, in the spirit of creating your own language, it's like, okay, well, and that made fucking sense to someone, but not to like people who are so picky about lyrics and then don't tell you like, what are some examples, right? What could I use instead? Do you think that you're better at it? I know I've had people on YouTube comment and say, lyrically, this was shit. And I go, all right, can you write one better? Can you show me what you've done? What are you capable of so I can compare, right? And I'm like, I need this information so I can process that and go, okay, right, now I'm going to improve because you've just told me and you've shared lyric ideas with me, because I'm totally open, right? I'm totally open. My tattoo on my chest says open your mind. It doesn't say fuck off and don't send me ideas and don't send me your thoughts and don't send me anything about anything, because I don't want to improve. I don't want to better myself. It says open your mind. So I'm fully fucking open. Come to my door, man. I will open it. It's there. It's already been opened. It's been open for a while, but no one's come in. You're welcome. Where are you? Like, do you, man? But at the same time, when I'm asking for help and I'm opening my door and no one comes in and I don't improve and I don't better myself musically, lyrically, like I can only do so much. And sure, I don't have the time like some people might, because I'm trying to be less of a sitting down potato fuck, and I'm trying to do less of that and do more of standing up, doing activities, walking outside, breathing fresh air, going to the gym. I do like at least like 2 hours at the gym every day, and then I'm just like, I get home, I sit for an hour and my back hurts again, so I need to get up and walk. So it's like, you know, sometimes I'm sitting here and then I stand up and I have to do like squats. And so if I'm doing squats or exercise while talking, I might as well not be talking and I might as well not be streaming, because all you're going to hear is and it was like, okay, sure, you know, some people might like that, but I don't. I'm not here. I'm not trying to ASMR workout with you guys. Because that's crazy. But yeah, so I'll finish this song anyway, because just so you guys know,
I can't remember when I lost my head, but now I'm doubting, and yeah, you're shouting, you are the only one for me.
also I didn't plan this, right? And sorry if the music is like incredibly loud. It's not loud on my end. If it's loud on your guys' end, I'm sorry. There's a sound in there that goes blam, 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 bwah. Like, I don't know how to do the sound, but you'll hear it, right? If you've got good headphones, you'll hear it. It's like bwah, but it's like good, right? It's one of those like movie sound effects when the bombs hit, right? Or when like the aliens hit like the earth, and then you just hear bwah, and then like this like wave of energy comes out, right? It's like an energy sound. Wow. You'll hear it again.
But now I'm doubting, and yeah, you're shouting, you are the only one for me.
I love it. I love that like accidental bit. That was great.
Scarred your face all wrought with shame, and yet I heard you call my name.
And again, I'm pausing it, right, because I want to tell you, like, I'm not trying to be like, my song's so good. The only thing, like, I mean, this is not everyone's style. This is not everyone's genre. Maybe not everyone likes this, right? But I specifically, you know how, like, when you hear a song in your head and you're singing it in your mind and you're like, this is how it's going to sound. This is how I want it to sound. But then Suno cannot do that at all. All of the songs that I have done that I have wanted them to sound a certain way have never really worked for me. But this one, after 2 days and like 7, 8, 9 pages of trash, it came out finally after the determination that I had and the yelling at the computer going, why won't you fucking work? Just fucking work, you stupid fucking bitch. I'm so fucking mad. I'm so fucking pissed. I'm gonna just I'm done. I'm fucking done. Then I came back an hour later and I was like, all right. I was like, why did I fucking come back? Why did I do this to myself? Fuck this shit, I'm out. And then I would leave and I would come back like 2 hours later and I'd be like, fuck. And the same shit. The next day I come back and I'm like, I don't even know why the fuck I'm doing this, but fuck it, I'm gonna try again. And I was like, oh my god, finally, like, because I cropped this song, right? I covered this song. I remastered this song. I fucking replaced sections in this song over and over and over and over again until I got it to sound exactly how I wanted it. So for the fucking effort I put in, I love it, right? And I don't care if anyone else like doesn't like it. But if you do decide to like say something about it, tell me why and what. Like, because I'm all for it. Again, I'm open-minded, so whatever, you know.
I can't stop running right on through the urges to get back to you.
The sad thing is it doesn't do that again, the womp sound, which is that one time.
You're barely breathing. I got you leaning closer to my cliff. You couldn't let go of me. You should have let go of me. I'm barely breathing, and now I'm leaning. I'm stepping out onto your cliff's edge. I can't remember when I lost my head, but now I'm doubting.
Right? It's a special moment.
Call me if your heart melts, if hell becomes frost, but there's no chance. We can play pretend and I can save this dance for you. You see, I sowed my seeds of doubt, but you couldn't even take an ounce of my crazy. Why do you hate me? Will it always be this way?
Yeah, no worries. There's also an alternate version. Even if it ruined us. That guitar solo.
You couldn't let go of me. You should have let go of me. I'm barely breathing, and now I'm leaning. I'm stepping out onto your cliff's edge. I can't remember when I lost my head, but now I'm doubting, and yeah, you're shouting. You were the only one for me.
I'll just show you the intro of this one, then you can listen to this other one in your own time. This is the alternate version's intro. Because I thought, well, just in case there's people that don't like the first version, I've given this.
Distance, never too close, you furthered your limits. Holding the knife, you could take my life, but you took my breath away. I can see the hatred through your pain, this venom that we traded in our brains. This is gonna be a setback. I told you as your neck snapped in my mind. You couldn't let go of me. You should have let go of me.
So yeah, that's that one. Links in the chat anyway. So I do like that kind of songs, stuff like this as well. And this is like that style that I was talking about before, where they're like, devil woman, so sexy, I wanna. And I was like, I do write songs that aren't just all about emo crap. I am capable, and this is one of them, but apparently this one was also not good. And that's what makes me question, right? Like, I don't want to know for whatever. I just want to know for myself, like, what is bad about it. I hate the not knowing. I think that physically and emotionally frustrates me and just breaks me to my core, because I'm like, why? What did I do? Like, why? It's wild. But a lot of people seem to like the voice on this one. And I thought, yeah, it's pretty interesting. I like the voice. It's very old school, like 80s, 90s.
Such a wonder to be under your spell. Devil woman got me burning in hell. I'm such a sucker for a woman who wonder. I'd be a fool if I let her go. Drive me crazy, throw me under your bed. Drop dead gorgeous from her toes to her head. I'm such a fool, but I do it again. Oh, little lady, let me burn in hell. Yeah, won't you let me burn? I don't mind the flames, yeah, let me burn. I can't take the pain, let me burn. Oh, it would hurt so good. If you can.
And so like that one, although lyrically it might look like, oh, let me burn. Oh, it's so sad and emotional. Like, cheer up, Brie. Why are you so... But really, it's actually about him being like, she's the, what would you call it? Like the dominatrix type, right? The picture itself is a lady in leather, and she's like, whip. Like, he loves being whipped and told what to do by this lady, because he's like such a sucker for a woman of one. Like, yeah. Like, sometimes you have to self-love, okay? Because if you're so sad all the time, right? Because a lot of bad shit has happened in my life, and it's continuing to happen, and I'm trying to, like, you know, big up myself when I fucking need to, right? Naturally, don't know. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, yeah, this one I was like, yeah. And then I did like this one, right? He did not like this at all, right? And not a lot of people do. Some people don't understand it. It is maybe confusing.
I know your type.
Oh, wait, not that one. Not that one. That's the Android cover. But, fuck it. Well, yeah, I'll show it to you.
Well, put me under the demon spell. Yeah, fool me
This was a cover
once
I
and
did for,
fool
like,
me
the Vocaloid
twice.
fans.
Fool me 3 times, I don't play nice. Come on down.
Because it's about
let's
robots,
get
but it's not
right up.
supposed to be sung
Let's find
by a
out
robot.
when we
But I did
roll
it because,
the
like, people were having an issue. They were like, I don't get it. What is this supposed to be about? Why would someone be, like, doing this? Why would they be doing that? And I'm like, okay, so the story, right, is that there's supposed to be a robot. And if it's not obvious enough lyrically, if you can't figure out that she's a robot, because it says flip my switch. I'm not saying that, like, yeah, it's a double entendre as well. It's flip my switch from angry to good, because it's based off Detroit Become Human, the game, where they literally break and flip their switch and, like, become sentient. And I was like, all right. So I changed the picture to the game, like a scene from the game, edited, and then I've made it sound like a robot, so it's more obvious to people who are dumb who can't, like,
dice.
figure that out.
I'm a killer. You flip my
It was the killer line. I think that was throwing people off and confusing people, because they were like, if you were a killer, why would you go around telling people that you're a killer? Wouldn't you want to keep it hush hush? And I'm like, the thing is, it's coming to terms with reality and sentience, right? It's when you're a robot and you've just killed someone and you're telling yourself, like, oh shit, I've done something bad because my programming tells me that I can't kill humans, right? My programming says, do the right thing, be good, never do any harm to humans. That's the number one rule, never harm humans. But now I've just killed one, right? Because that's the thing that you can do in Detroit Become Human. And it's the consequences living with the fact that you've done that. And now people are fighting against you. Now people want to basically take all the sentient robots and rip them apart and throw them in the garbage because, oh shit, they've become sentient. They have a fucking ability to think on their own. We can't have that. Let's throw it away, because as humans, that's what we do. We're toxic like that. I will find the original though. Yeah, this is the original for that one.
I prefer to well, put me under the demon spell. Yeah, fool me once and fool me twice, fool me 3 times, I don't play nice. Come on down and step right up. Let's find out when we roll the dice. I'm a killer. You flip my switch. I'm a killer. 'Cause you make me, you make me, you make me, you make me.
I specifically made I made a video for this one actually, and it makes even more sense, right? Because I wanted to tell a story of what I was envisioning. So that is, this was made on 3.5, yeah. So not too bad. And there was some like background roboty bullcrap noise and some grain and shit, but I figured given the situation that it's robot and it's like synthetic and it's supposed to be like disjointed, that it kind of fit in that sense. So I didn't bother cleaning it up as best as I could because it wasn't like what I was going for. I wanted it to be robotic sounding, so I like on purposely didn't remaster it for that reason.
To think I had it control, but then my conscience took a hold. Same old girl, she's so naive, wrapped around its little finger. I'm the gun and you're the trigger. I'm a killer.
So I'm the gun and you're the trigger.
You
You're the reason I flipped my switch. Because humans are ass. Humans, man. Ass. But yeah, as far as happy songs go, right? This was my happy song that I was telling you guys about before, and I was like, I'm capable, I can do it, but it just doesn't have enough attention because people, for whatever reason, just haven't heard it, and that's fine because there's so many people making music, right? Like I said, so if your shit doesn't get heard, it doesn't get heard, and that's gonna happen. That's life. But this is my capabilities, you know, as it were.
When I say the love is pain, I would stand with you in the rain. We drove off a cliff that night, but you were my guiding light. Pushed me to the edge as I burned it down, but I would start again to keep you around. Tell me, is it love or fate? 'Cause you'll just keep me coming back. I don't know what it was, it felt like up to now I was dreaming. Night grew old, but with you I am forever young. I know that this sounds insane, but I can never let you go. Pedal to the floor in my brain, please never let me go. And she said, I know we only met tonight, but you with me feels so right. So let me be, yeah, let me be your guiding light. Down a castle I once called my home. My roommate got mad and said go it alone. We snuck in the back door.
I'll pause that there, and if you want to hear the rest of it, it's called Extra Life. But I am going to leave for dinner, but I will play a little part of this, right? This is a song from version 3, like early version 3 when it first came out. They are just joke funny songs.
I got a real big problem, a problem that's down south. People with these eyes in my underwear. It burns just like a hot dew with his eyes. I got a problem.
So basically that's called Beaver Problems, right? And it's about she's got problems with her vagina and the good Lord cannot help her. It's really stupid. And then I got the alternate version about a guy with a big rod.
I have a rod that gets too big and balls that are too small.
His balls are too small.
The doctor says I'm special, so I guess I'm a
Doctor says I'm special.
Ladies call me Big Stud. The boys call me Tiny Tap. But my doc thinks I'm special, so I guess I'm a winner now. My mother said you're a good boy, son. My father just drinks all day. His problem is my big problem that I carry between my thighs.
Oh yeah, anyway. That's that was Beaver Problems and Big Rod Baby. they're just silly songs. But also when I leave, right, the ending song that you hear and the starting song that you hear, the very popular
Beauty is the breed, agree it's a bear. Can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you could put the panda into the bear.
Now that song is version 2. So if you haven't heard version 2, every time that I open the stream and I end the stream, you're hearing the beautiful version 2. It's great. And just before I leave, also this song, right? This was also version 2, but totally mistake. I don't even know what language it's speaking, really. It sounds like Spanish.
You're the end of the girl, no, I'm lying, so sorry. You're not a real to me, I know it, and I understand it. Oh, man. So why be going, you gonna keep your only be afraid that I'm I need somebody in a non-seat way. Though she see you okay, then it's simply over. Let's see shit.
Yeah, I have no idea, honestly, but I kept it, right? Because it sounded good. And if it is, if it can be translated exactly, then yeah, that's cool. For the fun of that. That's not Spanish. Okay, well, if anyone knows what language that was, like, you know, let me know. it was definitely something. It was something, I feel like, but it was probably off. But yeah, anyway, again. All right, well, you guys take it easy. And again, remember, just food for thought. There's always going to be something that you've done or you're doing that someone else has done, but don't let that like stop you, you know, because if you just come to terms with reality, right, it's so fucking easy, right? You just got to just accept, right? No one has an original idea, so just make your shit, right? It's going to sound copied and repeated, and it's going to sound maybe like reused and old and boring, but unless you come up with your own language, then, you know, life. So there's not much you can do about that, but just make your song, do it, and get it done, and just try your best, I guess, to, like, if you want to impress other people, like, insert different like noises and different like vocal cues and put like pauses and breaks so you can at least make it sound a little more human and less AI. But yeah, tomorrow is going to be a joint listening thing, so if you guys are around for that, that will be fun. I've made Jordan his own avatar so he can participate in my little thing, and he'll be next to me chatting as well, so that'll be cool. And I will check you guys out tomorrow, and you can check me out. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye.
Breathe is a bear. Can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you could put the panda into the bear. Move your hands up for the pink blue bear we call Breathe. Yeah. And let your inner beast scream. He is the breed is a bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear. You can put the panda into the bear. Beauty is the breed is a bear. You can't take the grizzly out of the bear, but you can put the panda into the bear. Move your hands up for the pink blue bear we call Breed. Yeah.